Welcome back, fuckers, to another episode of the Death Gate. Last time we left off, we found this dirty, stinking ass elf in a dungeon cell, and he's fucking thirsty for some wine, so we'll give it to him. We'll give him some wine. Some red wine.
Ah, it's gooseberry wine.
The wizard wildly accepts the wine jug from you. He sniffs it and takes a tentative sip. He tilts the jug back and takes a few hearty slugs. Afterward, when he has placed it on the bench, he regards you with a much friendlier expression. Fuck yeah, look at him now. He's happier than a dog in flea shit. That made absolutely no goddamn sense whatsoever.
I guess you're not so bad for a human. It wouldn't hurt to pass a little time talking.
Great. So, what information is Trian trying to get out of you?
He's trying to get information about troop movements and war strategies. The problem is I don't know anything about those things. I'm not going to tell him that, of course. His hope of getting that information is the only thing that keeps me alive.
So, you're a wizard, huh?
Of course I am. I'm only of the 4th house, but it makes me formidable nonetheless. If I hadn't been distracted by that serving wench, Trian would never have gotten the drop on me.
If you're so powerful, why haven't you escaped?
Every time Trian casts the Create Reality Pocket spell, he summons this cell from the Otherwhere. After he leaves, the cell is cast adrift back into the Otherwhere. It's impossible to make that connection from this side. Even if I could break through these bars, I wouldn't be able to leave the cell until Trian returned and reestablished the link. At that point, he would keep me from escaping.
Can you teach me any spells?
Interested in magic, eh? I don't reveal my secrets to just anyone, you understand, especially not to humans.
He gives you an appraising look as if hatching a devious idea. You decide to change subjects.
I know you hate humans. What do you think of dwarves?
Humans are enemies. You are barbarians. I suppose you rate hate. But dwarves are nothing. They are meaningless. As long as they serve our purposes, let them. It doesn't really matter how we get them to do it.
What do you know about the elven ship on Drevlin?
I think that's where we get our water, right? Elves have had control of that area for years. I know that you humans would love to take Drevlin for your own, but I'm certainly not going to help you do that.
If you hate this dungeon so much, can't you use your magic to change it?
Well, if I could get out of these bars, I'd probably douse that glow lamp on the wall. It's impossible to get any sleep with the lamp always shining in my eyes. In order to remove the glow spell that's on it, I'd have to create a shroud of darkness and place it over the lamp, and it's out of reach.
How exactly does that shroud of darkness spell go?
Come here, I'll show you.
He approaches the bars and stands there. Hesitantly, you, too, approach the bars.
Now, first you need a black cloth. The color is important because black absorbs all light. When you place the prepared cloth over the glowing object, the cloth is going to do just that. Absorb the light, albeit to an even greater extent. Then you cast the Shroud of Darkness spell upon it, like so.
His hands cut gracefully through the air, tracing a glowing magic rune structure. You watch entranced as the spell takes shape. The wizard completes the structure. It hangs in the air and you study it intently. Focused on memorizing the spell, you fail to observe the wizard's hand slipping into motion again. Suddenly his hand grabs yours, and he jerks you out of your trance. Another spell hangs in the air. Benignly, the first spell fades away, but the new spell begins to take effect. You are staring at the new rune construct in confusion, your hand locked in his iron grip when you notice a tingling sensation spread through your body. A thunderclap later, and you notice that you are looking at the floating spell from the other side. Immediately, the wizard releases your hand, and through the bars you see him race out of the room laughing. The spell fades, and you realize that the wizard used his magic to swap positions with you. You are now the prisoner in the cell, and he is free. You drop heavily to the bench. After hours of waiting, Trian walks into the cell. Seeing you sitting on the bench stops him in his tracks. You clear your throat and explain what has transpired. He listens intently, and after a moment of thought decides to free you. Trian escorts you into his personal chamber. He explains that he was keeping the wizard's secret from the king, so he cannot report the escape. He tells you to forget that you ever saw him, and asks you to leave the same way you entered. Trian walks out the door and locks it behind him. interesting. Very interesting. Alright, now we're going to return to Drevlin. Let me guess, that fucking alarm is still going off. No! Gonna have to cast it again. It's heat time! Time to heat shit up! Alright. What you want to do here is cast the Shroud of Darkness spell on the shirt that is black cloth. As you weave the spell around the shirt, the light around you dims, as if the shirt was drawing it in. When the spell has been completed, you can only make out the vague shape of the shirt, but none of its features. It looks like a hole in the air. You drape the black shirt over the glowing figurines. The magical shroud draws the light from the statuettes into its stuff, until it remains dull and gray. Since it is the magic of the figurines that maintains the glow effect on the gods, the instant the magic disappears, so does the elf's spell. They quickly realize they are fucked in this situation, and bolt for the ship. The dwarves, seeing their gods without their glow, quickly form a lynch mob. They chase the hapless elves out of the caves, bellowing rather imaginative and graphic threats of violence. Fuck you, pointy ears! Fuck you, you skinny, tall, branchy-ass looking motherfucker! I'll kill you! Fuck you, dwarf! Fuck you, elf! I'll stick a pig ass up your fucking ass, you cocksucker motherfucker! And other such things as that. The noise causes the sleeping wizard to stir. To keep from being discovered, you dive out of his quarters into the ship deck. You'll also notice that the screen has shrunk. And now you can see another portion of my desktop. That is fucking annoying. But at least we gained 15 points from it. That's kind of cool.
Hide in the storeroom. They'll kill you if they find you here.
From the deck you hear the scuffling of elves as they board the ship. The Duke whispers to you, blah 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 blah. He points out of a hidden door in the back of the galley off to the west. You hear some scuffling and shouted orders from the galley. Soon the ship breaks away from the moorings and lifts off. A deep voice booms from somewhere near the door, but the ship is entering human-controlled space. All lights must be doused and all noise ceased. If the humans discover the ship's exact position, it could be taken. Yeah, it can be taken, alright, asshole. Whoa, what the fuck? That's a... You rip open one of the larger boxes. Inside you find a strange device with 3 metal prongs, which crackle with electricity. A switch has been wired to its base, and you shove the flimsy remains of the box to the side. You also decide to save your fucking game. Fucking save over it. Carefully you pick up the electric Zinga. Tingles a bit, but doesn't deliver the shock you expected. Use it. Activate it. Holy shit! You pull the switch attached to the electric Zinger. As soon as the connection is made, the whole contraption flies out of your hands, bouncing off the walls and throwing sparks everywhere. Evidently, the light and sound point through the portals of enough to attract the attention of King Stephen's forces. They surround the ship in mid-flight, board her, skullfuck every elf aboard, and take the captured vessel back to the castle.
Congratulations. You actually succeeded. I didn't expect it, but I am pleased. Andrews and his men are safe. My thanks, friend.
My pleasure, Your Highness. I did put my life on the line, but it was worth it to serve you.
I certainly hope you aren't being sarcastic. My men gladly lay down their lives for me. That privilege is reward enough for them. I was going to offer something else, but that can be arranged.
I don't want your thanks. I want a reward.
How politically put. You're lucky I value my cousin's life as I do. Now, what do you want?
Perhaps you could just supply some information.
Certainly. Tell me what you'd like to know.
You relate your experiences on Drevlin and explain you're looking for an artifact that the Kixie Winsey may have buried somewhere. If that's true, only the Kixie Winsey can dig it back up.
I'm not sure how I can help you there. Even my learned wizard knows precious little about the Kixie Winsey. There is something I might be able to offer, though. The Kixie Winsey is an ancient Sartan artifact. Only the Sartan knew exactly what it did and how to control it. Since they disappeared ages ago, all that remains are the books and documents they left behind, but they are very scarce. In fact, the only place you can find them is in the Tower of the Brotherhood.
Why is the Brotherhood the only place you can find these documents? Doesn't anyone else have a collection?
A long time ago, private researchers kept their own collections. They soon experienced very fatal accidents and their collections were appropriated by the Brotherhood. Pretty soon, whenever Sartan artifacts were discovered, they were delivered directly to the tower. Nowadays, the Brotherhood usually employs the researchers outright.
What's the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood is a guild of assassins. They pride themselves on the completeness of their library. They've gathered information from every corner of Arianis. This includes all of the Sartan artifacts they could find. No other collection exists anywhere. If documents exist that discuss the function of the Kixie Winsey, they're in their tower.
Where is the tower located?
That's a problem. The tower is located in Skirvash, a smuggler's haven that lies on the border of elven and human lands. No nation governs that city. It's completely lawless. The Brotherhood has an iron grip on the place. Neither we nor the elves have been able to get a toehold. Skirvash is a haven for criminals and cutthroats. It wouldn't be a problem, once there, to go about your business unnoticed. People go there for the anonymity. The problem is getting you there in the first place. Currently, the elves control space around that area. I can't sneak anyone in or out. Any ship with the markings of the Royal Fleet is attacked before it even gets near the city.
Fuck that!
What about that elven ship I just delivered to you? Couldn't that sneak me into Skirvash?
Yes, that's true. We've never had our hands on an elven ship before. They certainly wouldn't be expecting it, especially so soon after its capture. They'd have no reason to stop it from reaching Skirvash.
Very well. It looks like my only alternative. Let's get going.
Very well. I will staff the elven ship with my own soldiers. They will fly the ship to Skirvash and wait there while you search for your documents. When you have completed your business, they will escort you back to Drevlin. I will assume that this clears me of my debt to you. I wish you luck, friend.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. You leave the king's castle, reboard the elven frigate, and discover it's already manned by soldiers from the Royal Army. A no-nonsense sergeant greets you and signals the others to lift off. Within a few hours, you leave behind all sign of human habitation on any of the floating land masses. The only ships you see are of elven design. They let you pass unmolested, because elves love to molest, mistaking your ship for a member of their fleet. Soon the sergeant points out a dark city on one of the floating islands. The ship glides towards it, but lands a couple miles away.
We don't want to answer any questions at the regular port, such as why King Stephen's men are flying an elven frigate. Better you get a little exercise and walk into town.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No one said about fucking anything about exercise when I signed on to this shit.
Come back when you've finished your business, and make it quick. Just being around elven space makes me nervous, but waiting so close to the Brotherhood is downright terrifying.
Don't be such a puss. I'm saving my game. I'm scared. Alright, let's see here. Alright, Scarvish. Let's go to Scarvish. The fuck? The Tower of the Brotherhood looms over a plaza flanked by a tavern and alley. A child plays quietly to one side. What the fuck? That's a wacky ass doll right there. Loop-de-doop-de-doo-doo, loop-de-doop-de-doo. I'm playing with my doll. I'm kind of gay. My doll is prancing around, and my doll is kind of gay too. It's running in fucking circles around and around.
Greetings, good sir.
The wife looks up from playing with his dolly doll, a happy grin on his face. The boy watches his wooden doll walking in circles. After wandering around, it happily strolls into the dark alley. The boy steps toward it, but stops. Appearing terrified, he looks up at you with pleading eyes.
Oh, sir, would you please get my doll back? I couldn't possibly go in there. It's far too dark and scary.
Of course I'll help you, lad. Wait here.
The little fag smiles and gives you a look of such gratitude that you feel that you've made the right decision. With an intake of breath to bolster your courage, you turn toward the dark alley. What, it's a little pussy fucking doll, are you kidding me? You wander into the dark alley, chasing after the scuttling toy. Its tiny legs don't move particularly fast, so catching it isn't a problem. When you pick it up, you catch a glimpse of rune markings carved into the wood, but before you get a chance to examine them further, a heavy rope net falls from out of the shadows. The child, who not at the moment ago was crying over his lost toy, jumps on top of you and beats you relentlessly with an iron bar until you collapse on the ground. He starts to rifle through your clothing, grabbing any object he discovers. Now you want to kill the motherfucker. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and cast Swap on the little fucking street urchin. While the young thief paws through your valuables, you take the opportunity to hang the Swap spell in the air and grab onto his searching hand. His eyes grow wide as the spell takes hold. With an implosion of air, you and the street rat switch positions. He crouches on the ground, trapped inside the heavy net, while you stand above him, laughing and pissing all over his face. The street rat looks up at you in amazement, surprisingly unafraid, but a little fucking desperate.
I got a fucking net all over me. Holy shit!
You're a wizard! A wizard hasn't been seen in Skirvash since far before I was born. Why are you here?
I'm here to kill little boys that try to fuck with me.
Why are you concerned about what I'm doing here? Aren't you worried about what I'm going to do to you?
Well, of course. But if you're in Skirvash to find something, you'll need a guide. I can help. I know all of the dark and secret corners of Skirvash. If you're new to this town, you'll get nowhere without me. Let me go, and I'll help you.
Shit.
Sure. I've got no reason not to trust you. You just led me into a trap and tried to steal everything I had.
That's what I do. You look like an easy mark, so I tried to shake you down. Now that I know you're a wizard, I'd be a fool to turn on you. My offer stands. Release me, and I'll help you.
I'll release you to the dogs. You lift the net off the child. Some hidden pulley draws it high into the shadows of the alley. True to his word, the street rat doesn't run off. Instead, he wanders down the alley and flips aside a greasy blanket to reveal a hole in the wall. He enters and motions you to do the same. The dirty chamber isn't much bigger than a crawl space. It's crowded with street rats' possessions. Listen to this fucked up music. I am here in a tunnel with a little punk ass kid who tried to rip me off. Now I'm gonna split his motherfucking throat and cut his fucking head off. Little street rat, you can kiss my ass. I'll kill you if you fuck with me. Don't fuck with me, you little punk ass kid, or I'm gonna kick you in the street. Alright. The dirty chamber isn't much bigger than a crawl space, so you have to bend over, which makes you kind of uncomfortable because you're next to a little boy. Anyways, holy shit, look at the size of this pry bar. It's the size of my cock. Let's take it. You snatch the iron bar from the ground. It's no stranger, as the street rat formally introduced it to your face back in the alley. When the boy sees you've taken it, he starts to say something, but stops. He looks very embarrassed. 5 points! Holy shit! Alright, we got 5 points for stealing the pry bar from the street rat. Let's talk to the street rat.
I'm willing to help you. But first I want to know what the job is, and what's in it for me.
Shit. How about I not ass rape you, punk?
In it for you? I just let you out of your own trap. Don't you think that's enough?
No. I appreciate you letting me free, but if I'm going to risk my life on whatever job you have planned, I need a cut. And if you're going after what I think you are, there should be plenty to go around.
What do you think this job is?
It seems to me that there's only one target worth the attention of a wizard. You're intending to break into the Tower of the Brotherhood. You must know that no one has ever made it into the tower and back out alive. You might not know how many have tried. Rumors of the Brotherhood's treasure have spread throughout the realms. Thieves, from third-rate pickpockets to practiced artists, have attempted to steal it. Usually, the less talented ones are turned away at the front of the tower. There is no obvious way to get in. Only the members of the Brotherhood know how to enter. Some make it inside. Every few months, a new body is found in the town square, the result of another robbery attempt. Usually, the Brotherhood takes care of its own disposal. But these bodies are left as messages to every other would-be thief. In short, no one has ever succeeded. If this is your plan, you're going to need my help. Even a small cut of the tower's famed treasure would set me up for life.
Is that all you want?
Well, not exactly. You're not local, that's obvious. Therefore, you must have some way to leave once you're done. I want to go with you. I've lived too long on the streets of Skirvash. It's dangerous. We're on the borders of elven and human lands, and the war moves closer every day. I need to get out of here.
What can you do for me that makes you worth all of this?
I have contacts and information about the Brotherhood that all of the previous thieves lacked. If I was helping them, they might have succeeded.
If you're so good, why don't you try and loot the tower?
I'm not that good. I think you have a chance because you're a wizard. I figure your magic might give you an edge over the others.
Fucking A.
All right, I'll give you what you want. What can you tell me about this town? How can you help?
What do you need to know?
What is the Brotherhood? What does it do?
You must know about the Brotherhood. At least you must have heard about them. The Brotherhood is a guild, much like craftsmen or merchant guilds, only it is a fellowship of skilled assassins. Whenever you want someone dead, for sure, take out a contract with the Brotherhood. Their information network reaches into all the nations, human and elven. In fact, the Brotherhood is the only guild that employs all races without prejudice, even in times of war.
How do you get inside the tower?
I don't know the method that the members use to get into the tower. I've examined the exterior, and I haven't found any entrance. But I've thought about this. Only the members of the Brotherhood can get in. So the answer is to become a member of the Brotherhood. You're new. Nobody knows you. You might be able to pull off something like this. As it happens, an assassin, a member of the Brotherhood, hangs out at the Devil's Workshop. His name is Hugh the Hand, and he's actively recruiting. It's not easy to catch his eye, and harder to have him sponsor you.
Hugh the Hand is actually one of the characters that you read, I believe, in the prologue of the very first book. He's a badass. Without me spoiling too much, I just want to tell you that he's a badass. Read the fucking books. If you haven't read these books, something wrong with you. Something really wrong with you. Go out and buy them. Deathgate Cycle, baby. Tell Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman, the Game Hoarder motherfucking sent you.
How do I get this Hugh the Hand to sponsor me?
Hugh is looking for only the most talented thieves and murderers. You'll have to do something extravagant to catch his eye. What that may be, I don't know. Perhaps if you stole something rare or valuable.
What exactly is the Devil's Workshop?
It's a tavern in the center of town. Low-life scum throughout Skirvash collect there to meet contacts, do business, and get drunk. In fact, the workshop's bartender is the most successful fence in town. The fastest and cleanest way to unload stolen merchandise is by selling it to him.
Who are your contacts? What do they have to offer?
I know someone who was once a member and knows the entire layout. Undoubtedly, he'll be able to give me some vital information. I also know a talented craftsman who can forge any specialized tools that you may need. Unfortunately, both of those people are going to ask for a lot of money. Unless you've got a stash that I couldn't find, you're going to have to come up with some.
All right, that's all I need. I'm ready to go.
Very well. In order to help you any more, I'm going to need some upfront money. If you get some, bring it here, and I'll get to work on getting the information and tools that you'll need once you're inside the tower. Good luck!
Upfront money? Hell, I'll give you an upfront kick to the nutsack, punk. Little bitch. The ship's deck looks... A small city overlooks. A rope ladder drops to the ground and stairs lead elsewhere on the ship. One of the soldiers pokes his head out of the tiny quarters at the top of the stairs. He sees you empty-handed. You shrug, and the head disappears back behind the door. Gee, sorry, asshole. Alright, let's use this pry bar here. You slip the pry bar between the lock and the strongbox lid. With a firm twist and a grunt, you break the lock and pieces fall to the ground. Treasure galore. Tea pipe. That's what I smoke out of. We got a sack of jewels and a tea pipe. Now we got a elbow pipe and a tea pipe. Looks like we're going to be doing some pipe construction later on. Fantastic. No, really, that's not cool. That sucks. What the fuck is my map doing? It's kind of cool. You can just travel this way. Oh! The Devil's Workshop has a large, dirty common room populated by people you never want to meet. The bartender. Let's talk to the bartender. We might want to save first. He looks like he might kick the living shit out of me.
Yes? How can I help you?
I'm looking for some information.
Information, eh? That doesn't come cheaply. Do you have any money?
Fuck yeah, I got tons of money.
I'm afraid not. I guess I'll have to pass.
Certainly. If you come into some money, you know where to go.
Wait a minute, I got tons of money.
Nice place you've got here.
Thanks. I certainly hope you aren't being sarcastic. This is the only tavern in town, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, me too. Shut the fuck up.
Who's that guy over in the corner?
That's Hugh the Hand, a member of the Brotherhood. He's been sitting at that table on and off for the last few weeks. I think he's scouting for prospective new members. A bunch of cutthroats have approached him about it, but he's turned all of them away. Some violently. I think he's looking for something special.
I've got something that I want to sell.
I'd be happy to take a look at it. Let me see. These are dwarven relics. Where did you steal these? They'd be worth more if there wasn't a glut of dwarven artifacts right now.
You plop the sack of jewels on the bar. The bartender's eyes grow white as saucers.
I'm a little short of funds just now. This is all I can afford for them.
He begins to stack coins onto the bar. As he does so, all the eyes in the room are on you, including those of the dark figure in the corner, who's been studying the entire exchange. As you pocket the money, the dark figure motions you over.
Well, that's a very impressive haul. Dwarven relics, eh? Even I would have a tough time coming by something that rare.
I admit it took a little doing.
I like you. You don't reveal too much in casual conversation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hugh the Hand. I represent the Brotherhood, and I'm currently recruiting new members. I'm impressed by your style. Would you be interested in joining?
What exactly is the Brotherhood?
Simply put, the Brotherhood is a guild of assassins. We accept only the most talented killers from every nation. When governments cannot eliminate a target, they come to us. For an incredibly outrageous fee, they receive our assurance that the target will die. The Brotherhood recruits from both races and operates in all of the realms in times of war and peace. It's hard to say when we're busier. The contracts we enter into during peaceful times are equally numerous, though more covert.
Wait a second. There's quite a difference between robbery and murder.
Yes, but they do tend to go hand in hand. I'd be surprised if you were able to lift those artifacts without causing a few deaths.
Why are you called Hugh the Hand?
Because of my rank in the Brotherhood. An initiate starts out as the sheath. Later he becomes the tip, the blade, the crosspiece, the hilt, and eventually the hand. Only one rank is higher than mine, and that is the arm. Chang currently holds that position, and she has held it for many, many years.
If you accept only the most talented assassins, why do you want me? Aren't I unproven?
That's very true. I did not say that I was inviting you to join. That comes later. I only asked you if you were interested. Are you?
Of course I'm interested. What low-life cutthroat wouldn't be?
Very good. Now you are still very unproven. The theft of the dwarven artifacts was enough to draw my eye, but you're not blooded. I'm going to require a contract before I can apprentice you.
Who's the target?
There is a merchant who lives on the edge of town. He has angered the Brotherhood. He's overstepped his authority and must be eliminated in order to set an example for the rest of his kind. Do you understand?
This sounds pretty serious. Why haven't you taken care of him before? Why ask me?
We sent a man out. He didn't come back. If you succeed, then you have earned a place in the Brotherhood. If you fail, then we haven't lost another man. It is as simple as that.
What should I do after I finish the job?
I will require proof that you have eliminated him. Since he's said that he would die before being separated from his amulet, I believe that that will suffice. When you have finished, bring the amulet here to me. That should be enough.
All right, I'm on the job.
Very good. Remember, when you have finished, bring back his amulet. That will be proof enough of his death. Please, don't insult me by running away. It would be such a bother to track you down and kill you.
Flashing an evil smile, he leans back into the shadows. And I shall lean back into the shadows myself. And see you in the next video.